Hello there, Penguins, Penguin Army, Monoshop, and welcome back to the F1 Roundup. Today we're going for the Qatar Grand Prix. So let's start off talking about practice. There's only one practice because, of course, it is a sprint race weekend. Yippee! So in that one qualifying session, which is very important, we saw a couple of people do alright. There was 0.3 tenths per second between Verstappen and Sainz at the top, with Leclerc only 2 tenths. Alonso did right in 4th, Perez in 5th, which is good for him. Tsunoda in 6th, which is excellent. Hülkenberg 7th, Russell 8th, Piastri 9th, Nando 10th, Logan Sargent 11th, which is great. Albon 12th, Hamilton struggled in 13th, Lance Stroll 14th, Ocon 15th, Gasly 16th, Bottas 17th, Zhou Guanyu 18th, Liam Lawson 19th, with Kevin Magnussen stone dead plumb last. So in qualification, Q1, no one really shockingly went out, to be honest. It wasn't massive. How could you go out? So we lost Sargent, Stroll, Lawson, Magnussen, Zhou Guanyu. Lance Stroll continues his pretty poor qualifying form this season. He's been pretty poor in quali. Yeah, Sargent was only a tenth of a second off his teammate, so not too bad. In Q2, we lost Hülkenberg, Albon, get ready for this, Perez, Sainz, and Tsunoda. So Tsunoda out-qualified Perez and Sainz. Perez was about 0.2 of a second off Q3, another poor qualifying for the Mexican. Carlos Sainz was a shock absentee, but he was less than 0.1 of a second outside of Q3. So in Q3, Lando didn't set a time in Q3, so Bottas, who had a great qualifying, got up to 9th, which is an incredible result saying his teammate went out last in quali. Ocon 8th, Gasly 7th, Piastri 6th, Leclerc 5th, Alonso 4th, Hamilton 3rd, Russell 2nd, great qualifying for Mercedes, and Max Verstappen tops. Lewis Hamilton was quickest in Q2 though, let it be known. But yeah, Verstappen Q1, George Russell and Lewis Hamilton 2nd and 3rd. Great qualifying for Mercedes. And the sprint shootout. It was, we're just going to rush through this because this gets good. Sargent, Magnussen, Tsunoda, we're going bottom to top by the way. So Sargent, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Albon, Stroll, Guanyu, Zhou, Liam Lawson, Valtteri Bottas, Lewis Hamilton in 12th, Gasly 11th, Ocon 10th, Alonso 9th, Perez 8th, another poor quali for him, Hülkenberg 7th, Charles Leclerc 6th, Carlos Sainz 5th, George Russell 4th, Verstappen 3rd, Lando 2nd, and Oscar Piastri 1st. What a performance from the McLarens. And it got even better from McLaren as Piastri won the fucker. He won the sprint. And Max Verstappen finished 2 seconds behind him. Great performance from Piastri. We did have some D and not finishes with Lawson, Sargent, Perez, Ocon, Hülkenberg all not finishing. But yeah, a great performance there from Oscar Piastri. Now we'll talk about the race. Another great performance from Oscar Piastri. 3 pit stops and he's finished 2nd, only 4 seconds behind Verstappen. Lando 5 seconds up the road from him. A really solid performance on the 2 McLarens, which you look at how they started to where they are now, massive difference. We did lose 3 runners. Hamilton on lap 1, Sainz, can't remember if he started on lap 1, Sargent on lap 40. But yeah, what performance by the 2 McLarens. We did lose that the Mercedes collided at the start. They got in front of each other. So yeah, they had such great qualifying. Hamilton retired and dropped Russell all the way back to the back of the field. And he actually fought through really second, but they collided on lap 1. The 2 McLarens were the beneficiaries, finishing 2nd and 3rd. Verstappen was in total control, having clinched his 3rd title in the sprint race. Due to safety concerns, all the teams were actually restricted to 18 laps on each set of tyres because it was vulnerable to a failure at high speed over the curbs of Luciano Circuito. So it was a weird race. So everyone had to make 3 pit stops. Everyone did. A very weird race. Alex Albon led the first race for a bit. led the race after Verstappen made his first pit stop, a situation partly influenced by the early safety car deployed to recover Hamilton's Mercedes. But the strategies evened out over a race distance. Charles Leclerc took 5th behind Verstappen. He capitalised on an error on Alonso, who ran wide of the circuit around half distance and lost out to the Ferrari. Alonso was struggling with a seat that was burning his arse, so fair enough. Checo Perez finished 9th on the road after starting from a pit lane following a crash in Saturday's sprint. His race was hampered by 2 5-second penalties, though, for exceeding track limits. The first was served at the pit stop, and the second was imposed at the end, demoting him to 10th behind Alfa Romeo's Zhou Guanyu. So the Mercedes squabbled, McLaren's clashed with each other but didn't run over. So let's talk about where everyone finished. So obviously our non-finishers were Sargent, Hamilton and Carlos Sainz, who I don't think started. Liam Lawson 17th, Hülkenberg 16th, Tsunoda 15th, Magnussen 14th, Albon 13th, Gasly 12th, Stroll 11th, Perez 10th after his penalties. Zhou Guanyu 9th, which is a great recovery from 19th. Bottas 8th, double points for the Alphas. Ocon 7th, Fernando Alonso 6th, Charles Leclerc 5th, George Russell 4th, Lando Norris 3rd, Oscar Piastri 2nd, Max Verstappen 1st. So thank you so much for watching this episode. We will speak again in 2 weeks' time when we go through, which Grand Prix is it? The American Grand Prix. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Rob, and I'll see you next time. But till then, see ya.